Hey guys, Carius here with a Blacklight commentary. This is going to be on the new weapon patch and on the news hinted at by Jared Garrettson, I think. I think it was him, maybe not, maybe it was Rickles or someone. Someone in the comments could, correct me if I'm wrong, or I could actually do my research, which would be a nice change. But you know me, I really can't be fucked. So yeah, balance patch. So the machine pistol has been nerfed. It's had its base damage lowered from 45 to 35, which was a good idea. Let's face it, machine pistol was blatantly OP. It could cut through SMGs in close range, and was effective at doing that 9.5 times out of 10. Like, I mean, the machine pistol with this extended mag is a bullet hose that does ridiculous amounts of damage quickly. Because I think it's got a fire rate of like, off the top of my head, I think it's 850, 850 rounds per minute. The SMGs, on the other hand, I think are in the 700 range. So you can see where the imbalance is, where the base damage of the two weapons are exactly the same. Yet one does fires a lot faster than the other. So that's a fairly minor patch in my opinion, since I've noticed that the machine pistol isn't really being used much anyway. The more important one, I think, was the change to the bolt-action rifle, since the bolt-action has had its mechanics completely redone. Maybe not completely, but quite significantly modified. So now, recoil directly affects your fire rate. By higher recoil, causing you to rechamber or cycle your weapon a lot slower. So that means if you've got like 1,000+ recoil on your bolt action, you're going to be firing the next shot extremely slowly. On the other hand, if you've got only a few hundred, then you're going to be able to chamber rounds really quickly. Like this one. Like this is near minimum recoil. I'm not sure if I think you can make it a little bit lower by using a different suppressor and a heavier stock, but in my opinion, those two looked ugly as hell, so I didn't use them. So yeah, though now you can make very, very fast-firing bolt-action rifles. The only problem is the suppressor and stock reduce the spread, the hipfire spread. Well, no, not reduce, but increase them to make them less effective. So now you can't make a minimum spread bolt-action rifle that fires both fast and accurate from the hip. Though, on the other hand, they've also made, the 200 damage bolt-action rifle with its ridiculously high recoil a lot less effective because it fires a lot slower. However, the second part of the patch, which was to make high damage bolt actions less accurate than low damage ones, kind of messed up a little in the sense that I'm seeing low damage builds have very high aim spread, and I'm still seeing, well, I can still make a 200 damage bolt action that has 0.00 aim spread, which is perfectly accurate when not jumping. So I'm hoping that's going to get patched next update, but to be honest, I'm not really expecting anything since they've got more important things on their minds, like the changes to the weapon system, which was the news that was tweeted by Garrettson. I think it was Garrettson. As I said, feel free, if I'm wrong, to correct me in the comments. But, no one watches these videos anyway. So, they're going to apparently change this is speculation, by the way. But, apparently the community consensus, as far as I've gathered, which is not very much, since everyone knows how much research I do, which is none. So, yes, when I say community consensus, I kind of mean myself. Yes, I am very egotistical. So yes, my opinion on this is that going to remove the more randomized spread, since people are quite vocal about how much they dislike it. So yeah, removing randomized spread and making recoil a little bit more predictable. So that will maybe it's going to be a little bit more towards games like Counter-Strike, since they're trying to, I think Blacklight's trying to push that more esports kind of aspect to the game, but to be honest, I really don't know. This is all speculation. So, in other news, i.e. this is the part where I shamelessly plug my own material, I'm making a Blacklight sniping guide. So this is going to have a few weapon builds that of the sniper rifle that I think are the most effective, the gear and tactical equipment that goes with it, and essentially the tips on how to use it to the most effective. It'll also have some general gameplay advice, like on positioning and essentially choosing your engagements to best suit yourself. Unfortunately, this guide isn't going to come out for a while, since there is a lot of work to go into it in the form of script writing and making the graphics for the slides that illustrate whatever thing I'm explaining at the time. Again, yeah, these are going to take time because writing scripts involve a fair bit of planning and actually involve a lot of hard work, which is something I'm really not that good at. I'm also going to have to learn how to use Photoshop and Illustrator a lot more than I already do. And brainstorming for ideas is surprisingly difficult during holiday time when I'm bored out of my mind and trying to find things to do. Um, as a side note, I'm really hoping the change to recoil and spread don't affect bolt actions too much, but I'm really not expecting them to because, you know, in the end they are still single shot weapons, so it won't affect most players too much. But, you know, I'm still open to the possibility that I may have to make an errata video later. I'm hoping I don't, since I kind of want to make other videos depending on how successful this is, which is probably, well, when I say this is, the guide is, which is probably not very, so I'll probably not make more than the guide, but if the guide does well, I suppose I'll make maybe more videos on other things Blacklight related, or maybe I'll just branch out to other games, depending on what people comment or the thus lack of. If I sound tired and maybe a little hysterical at points, I'm really sorry. It's 12:30, I'm quite tired. I'm forced to get up early because the sun is literally blinding even through the curtains at 6:30 in the morning, since this is Australian summer, which is too bright for any logical reason. So I'm not really 100% there to right now, and I just really wanted to get this video done and dusted and whatever before I went to bed. And I figured I started this at like 11, but just so much stuff got in the way that this is just dragged out. So yeah, I'm just hoping to get this done and rendered and then uploaded all before going to bed, and then I can sleep. But the way this is going, I'm probably not. I suppose at this point I should offer a small apology at the quality of these videos, since as of now I'm still not used to making commentaries. I'm very unsure of what to talk about. I also maybe stutter my words a bit. I do a lot of the ums and ahs. And when I do multiple takes, I also get very confused about what I've said, since I end up saying some lines like 8 times before I get it right. Gasp, these aren't done all in one go. Yeah, no. Nope, I can't do that. I also want to ask a question of you as the audience. What are your opinions of the videos that just have music, without the commentary, i.e. most of them? Are they good? What would you change about them if you could? What is the quality of the gameplay itself? Is it too low? Is there anything you guys want? Maybe am I using the same weapons too much? Do you want to see me mix it up a little? Since I noticed the combat rifle video got quite a lot of views compared to the rest of them, so do you guys want to see more combat rifle gameplay? Essentially, what my videos will try to do from now on is whatever you guys want. So 9mm only? Yeah, sure. Or sniper rifle with toxic ammo, 160 damage? Sure. Combat rifle? Definitely. Anything you guys suggest, I will try. Except for the AMR or hipfire. Though now that I've said that, that's probably the only thing that's going to get suggested. I guess that's all we've got time for, and not a moment sooner, since I think I'm going to fall asleep at my keyboard.